I'm News 6 meteorologist Jonathan Kegas. Thank you for dialing up clickorlando.com. We are pinpointing Tropical Storm Eta and some of the impacts it could bring to Central Florida, even though the center is staying far away, mainly towards extreme South Florida and the Keys. I think we'll see a few tropical downpours in the mix, really not entirely associated with Eta at that point. Late this evening, though, after dinner time tonight, we'll start to get in on some of the outer bands, if you will, and especially as we get into tomorrow morning. Here is 5 o'clock, and you see some of these darker oranges and reds in the mix. Could have some nasty weather embedded in those. Some of these heavier tropical downpours could mix down 60-mile-per-hour winds as well in these heavier downpours. When it's not raining, we could have wind gusts anywhere from 35 to 55 miles an hour, and those higher-end gusts going to be held to right along the coast. Here's another scenario late tomorrow morning. There's 10 o'clock, darker reds and oranges in the mix. Once again, we could see those 60-mile-per-hour gusts or so in those heavier downpours. Just keep that in mind. Could be cloudy at times, and then you might just find yourself running into some of these outer bands, some of these tropical downpours that'll quickly reduce visibility and be very, very windy at times. There's 7 o'clock on Tuesday, still dealing with some much lighter rain as the system itself pulls west into the Gulf of Mexico. The system itself likely going to meander well out into the Gulf for the next several days, maybe even into the end of next week. So still watching that closely beyond its brush with South Florida. Here is 1 o'clock on our Sunday in terms of the winds, 30 to 40 miles per hour. So it is going to be breezy, and those winds ramp up through the course of our day. The strongest winds coming our way after midnight tonight, and as we get into the early stages of Monday, there's 3 o'clock in the morning, especially along the coast. You see it there, pushing 50 miles an hour. And again, in those heavier downpours, that's when we could see the wind gusts pushing 60, 65 miles an hour. Here we go at 12 o'clock on our Monday, lunchtime. Wind gusts still on the order of 30 to 45 miles an hour, possibly even as high as 50 miles an hour, still right along the coast. In terms of the impacts, we're not looking at high impacts for the most part. This will be a low impact kind of brush with this system. Nonetheless, though, it'll be a nuisance, and you'll know that it's there. But the higher impacts, relatively speaking, along the coast with those 40 to 55 mile per hour gusts, certainly with the long duration of the wind, could have some spotty power outages. Also some beach erosion on the coast, 1 to 3 inches of rain. Inland, the further inland you go, the impacts become even lower. Spotty tropical downpour is going to be in the mix. Wind gusts on the order of 30 to 45 miles an hour as well. And that's even without the rain. Could have some isolated higher gusts, even for us in the 75 corridor, although the tropical downpours become a little less numerous. Just keep that in mind that the weather could turn nasty quick if those downpours come up on you while you're driving. Temperatures tomorrow back to around 80. Again, a high chance of rain with those outer bands of Eta moving through. And again, it will be windy. We're going to keep the breeze and the rain around courtesy of Eta all the way through at least Thursday.